A Denver man loses $1.6 million in a new pig butchering cryptocurrency scam. So, this is the first time I've ever heard of something like this, specifically with cryptocurrency, but it's actually very interesting and actually way more common than people actually think. So, let's get right into this story. So it appeared as if retirement would come early for 52-year-old Denverite Steve Belcher, but the millions he thought he made in November by investing in cryptocurrency turned out to be a lie. Belcher would be one of the thousands who'd fall to a new cryptocurrency scam which has recently been sweeping through the United States, according to the FBI. I always thought I would never fall for something like that, Belcher said in an exclusive interview with Denver 7. And this is like a saying that a lot of people have, right? But if you are caught at the right time or by the right person, you could probably be scammed out of a lot of money, possibly your whole life savings. So be very careful. But just a few months after moving to Denver to be closer to his children, Belcher would fall for a woman on a dating app. If only he knew. So I met Shikuka Suzuki, who also lived in Denver and was interested in a lot of the same things, Belcher said. The two clicked instantly, messaging for several weeks, but never meeting in person, and eventually they'd talk about cryptocurrency, a decentralized currency with a wildly fluctuating value that reached more than $3 trillion dollars at one point in 2021. I missed out on Google, I missed out on Apple, so I didn't want to miss out on this trend, Belcher said. Belcher has made about $70,000 in the few years he's been invested in cryptocurrency, and he said Suzuki told him she, too, has made a mint. The conversation led to she invests on this platform that has both a mobile app and a web app that she directed me to go sign up for my own account, Belcher said. Belcher, the software engineer himself, signed up and everything checked out. I registered and it looked like a legitimate site, was good software, and Suzuki convinced him to invest heavily in the volatility of Bitcoin on the app. The rationale, small changes in Bitcoin are large changes in USDT, Belcher said it made sense to me. Belcher deposited small amounts of cryptocurrency into the app, and Suzuki told him when to buy long or buy short, and each time he would, in quotations, make some money. Then I withdrew the cryptocurrency and it all seemed to work seamlessly, he said, so I thought, okay, no problems. Belcher was hooked. I started transferring money out of my retirement accounts to this platform, Belcher said. In total, he deposited $1.6 million. So my balance at the end of the investment plan is over 8 million USDT on the platform, Belcher said. It appeared to be the best decision of his life until he attempted to withdraw the money. He couldn't. A customer service agent with the app said you need to repay the loan before you can withdraw the cash from your account. So the app wanted $1.5 million from Belcher, threatening to freeze his account if he didn't pay up. When he asked them to take it out of his $8 million balance, they refused. So then I go look on the FBI site, and lo and behold, there's this public alert about this type of scam, Belcher said. I'm 52, my entire life savings gone in a matter of a month. So Belcher in tears said he intended to use the money in part for his children's future to pay for their college tuition and help them out with any other major financial situations that would come along the way. So this is called the pig butchering scam. Thousands of other victims have identical stories, meeting someone on a dating app, depositing money into a fraudulent investment app, which is constantly changed, renamed, or deleted, and losing it all to this new scam dubbed the pig butchering scam. The victims are the pigs and they're being raised for a good long time. Suddenly, you go and try to withdraw money from this third party investment platform and you're unable to. That's when you know that pig has been butchered, said Grace Ewan, global anti-scam organization spokeswoman. GASO is a volunteer-led group that uses donations to advocate for the thousands that have fallen to this particular scam. GASO Deputy Director Jan Santiago says this scam started in China in late 2019, but is now becoming more prevalent in the United States. Scammers are using translation programs to communicate seamlessly with their victims. Most have college degrees, they have masters, many of them have doctorates, or they may be physicians and they're doing very well in their careers, Yun said. Most victims Denver 7 spoke to wanted to remain anonymous. Well, I mean, of course they would, because just think about it. Do you really want to admit that you got scammed because you were thinking with the wrong head? Probably not. So Ellie, a PhD student in Michigan, lost $30,000, which was her entire life savings. In June, a medical researcher in Boston withdrew every dime she had to $150,000. Now, what's interesting is not just guys, but it's also chicks. Gazzo says more than 75% of the victims who go to them have lost more than 50% of their net worth. So, reporting the scam. Between January and July, the FBI received more than 1,800 complaints related to crypto romance scams, resulting in more than $133 million in losses. Which, by the way, if you checked out the other episode that we did talking about the ruler of Dubai, like the world's most expensive divorce, right? If you check out that episode, the sixth princess of the ruler of Dubai was basically awarded, or her ex-husband was basically forced to pay her $750 million. So just think about that for a second as well. This is crazy. So in Denver, local authorities confirm they have seen a steady increase in crypto-related scams. Which, by the way, if you go onto any comment section of any social media account with any type of following, you're going to probably find someone impersonating that person or that account or all that kind of stuff to try to get people to be scammed with crypto, right? Here's the thing. Never buy something from an influencer or someone that you look up to on social media through crypto. You should never do that, right? And the reason for that is because you're not going to be able to deal with any issues that might come up if they are in fact legit, right? Even if they're legit, it's a legit thing where they're selling something for cryptocurrency, it's going to be pretty sketchy, right? Now, specifically with Ethereum, if you were to buy an NFT of your of a influencer that you like, or a YouTuber or podcast or whatever kind of stuff, okay, that could kind of make sense, right? If you want to buy something from them, you can, but there's always going to be a risk, right? There's always going to be a risk of you potentially losing whatever you put into it, which is also why for anything dealing with social media and stuff, never communicate with someone through WhatsApp, right? That is a telltale sign that you're about to get scammed. So in 2018, the Denver Police Department said 21 people reported being a victim, and in 2019, the number grew to 33 people, and 51 people made a report in 2020, and so far in 2021, 63 people reported being victims to scams. And again, that's only people who actually reported this, right? There's probably a lot of people who fell victim to the scam but are not willing to be open about it. So experts say there are likely more victims who have never reported because of shame and embarrassment. I agree. And those who do go to the police are in for a rude awakening, according to former FBI Special Agent Roman Garcia. If you or I were ripped off and we went to the police department to say we lost zero point 0.6 Bitcoin and we're very emotional about it, they see our emotion and they hear the hieroglyphics or things they don't understand. That is in one ear and out the other because there's a bank robbery they got to get to or whatever that's easier to deal with, Garcia said. Most of these locally reported scams are turned over to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center or the ICE or the IC3. I've never seen any resolution from IC3.gov is a great repository, Garcia said. Garcia says IC3 reports are primarily for data collection, not crime solving. So the squeaky wheel gets the grease. The bigger agencies that are entities that lose a lot of money, that's where all the effort goes, Garcia said. Garcia currently works as a global private investigator for cyber and cryptocurrency intelligence, a private company that started in 2021 that assists local and federal law enforcement with cryptocurrency scam investigations, and Belcher hired CNC to look into his case. Few victims ever hear back from the FBI. Even the IRS Criminal Investigation Unit admits most victims will never see a dime of what's been lost. It's certainly the vast majority, IRS CI Special Agent in charge, Andy Sue, said. It's a very difficult situation to recover that money when it goes overseas. And losing her money wasn't the worst part of the scam for Ellie. To me, that wasn't as bad as losing trust in people, Ellie said. Still in her 20s, the clock is on her side to heal, but a very different reality is apparent for Belcher. I'm on the last half of my life, so being able to recover from this, I don't necessarily have enough time to recover fully. Belcher said, if I was going to leave anything to my children, I can't forget about that. Now Belcher wants to raise awareness so others don't make the same mistake. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, so feel free to give your thoughts, but this is the issue and risk when you are involved with cryptocurrency. It's easier to be scammed by something like that. Now, that being said, there's nothing wrong with putting money into cryptocurrency if you are number one, first out of debt, you got an emergency fund, and you got money going towards your retirement. After that point, feel free to go ahead and invest some money into cryptocurrency because you just like the concept of it, you like the idea of it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing is, you got to be super careful, right? And here's the thing, if you're looking for like romance and all that kind of stuff, don't involve money with people that like you haven't even met yet, right? So, so just keep that in mind. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.